It wasn't expected, but US Soccer's newly built headquarters, the Home Depot Center, welcomed the FIFA Women's World Cup in 2003. The tournament had been moved away from China because of the SARS virus. These were difficult times for the Chinese. No tournament, and they'd lost their Asian title to Korea DPR.
The gap between the weaker and the stronger sides, such as China, the USA, Germany and Norway, has begun to reduce ever so slowly, despite the fact that the USA have home advantage. I believe that this is a World Cup in which the unexpected could definitely happen.
China were hosts in name, so there were 4 entrants from Asia. Debutants Argentina made it 2 from South America for the first time. The USA immediately justified their tag of favourites, kicking off their campaign with a 3-1 win over a strong Sweden side, before going on to top Group A, ahead of the Swedes in second. In Group B, Brazil's 4-1 dismantling of Norway served notice of their talent. France won many admirers, scoring in the last minute to draw with Brazil.
Here is Pichon! Goal for France!
But they lost to Norway and ended 3rd in the group, behind the Scandinavians. Germany romped through Group C. Argentina were thrashed 6-1, Japan 3-0, Canada 4-1. The Canadians took 2nd place. China ensured they topped Group D by defeating Russia 1-0.
Beijing scores for China! Oh, she made it look so simple.
The Russians had to settle for 2nd place. The tournament had a different feel, more low-key. The venues for the knockout stages, Los Angeles, Portland and Boston, all held less than 30,000. In Portland, Canada, with an average age of just 22, faced China, against whom they'd lost their last 11 matches. So China were clear favourites, but it was the underdogs who took the lead after just 7 minutes. One of Canada's old guard, 35-year-old captain Charmaine Hooper with the header. China dominated possession. Sun Wen came close on numerous occasions, but in her last World Cup, FIFA's Player of the Century couldn't drag her team back into the match. Chinese coach Ma Liangxing had said there would be upsets. He was the first victim of his own prediction. 1-0 it ended. Canada were in the last 4 of the World Cup for the first time.
So when we beat China to reach the semifinals, I think a lot of people were surprised. But as a team, we knew that, we'd prepared well. We had, gotten the results before the World Cup.
The USA edged a tough quarter-final against 2000 Olympic champions Norway.
And it's there. Wambach scores.
Abby Wambach with the only goal of the game. The 23-year-old's 3rd in an impressive debut tournament. Sweden put paid to Brazil's early promise, winning a closely fought tie by 2-1. Malin Andersson's free kick was one of the goals of the finals. And Russia were humbled by a rampant Germany. Pia Wunderlich, one of the scorers, in a 7-1 drubbing. A tougher test awaited the Germans. The USA at a packed PGE Park in Portland. Sonia Denoncourt, one of FIFA's first international female referees, was in charge that day.
This semi-final was for everybody the final of this World Cup. So it was a really, really important match. And often the semi-finals are more difficult than the final itself. And now we had the best 2 teams in the world and everybody wanted to win so badly.
Quarter of an hour gone, and it was Germany who took the lead. Kerstin Garafrecker's header from Renata Linger's corner. The USA took up the fight, but Germany's defence was resilient. In particular, goalkeeper Silke Rottenberg. Into the second half, and US #1 Brianna Scurry had to be equally alert, denying first Prince, then Bettina Wiegmann. Little to choose between two fiercely competitive teams.
The players were tough to deal with. They didn't give a chance to the referees to do one mistakes, and this is great, you know, and then we approach the game that way, that we have to be perfect today.
20 minutes to go. Rothenburg and US striker Tiffany Milbrett tangled. The decision, no penalty. For the US coach April Heinrichs, time was running out. Heading into injury time with the US caught upfield, Maren Meinert confirmed Germany's place in the final. Birgit Prinz added insult to injury with a third 2 minutes later. Many called it the greatest women's game ever. For Americans like Julie Foudy and Mia Hamm, the end of an era. For Germany, revenge for their quarter-final loss 4 years before.
As many as 700,000 Germans watched the match at 1:30 a.m. on the TV. After our defeat in 1999, it was a big success to beat the Americans in their own country in the semi-final.
Canada had been runners-up in the first FIFA Under-20s World Cup a year before in their own country. 16-year-old Cara Lang, a star from that tournament, put the senior team ahead in their semi-final against Sweden. Canada were 11 minutes from victory when they fell victim to some Swedish quick thinking, Malin Mostrom with the equaliser. And then, in the 86th minute, substitute Josephine Öqvist struck the winner for the Scandinavians. How they bounced back from their opening game defeat by the US. The reward, a first FIFA World Cup final and some obligatory sightseeing. A rivalry was burgeoning with Germany. In European Championships 2 years before, Sweden had lost 1-0 through a golden goal.
Hopefully this time we can win. The last national team game we played against them, we won. They've been good in this tournament, but it'd be great to get our own back.
Universal Studios for Germany, whose form in reaching their second final had been breathtaking. Played 5, won 5, goals scored 23. Now, as in 1995, they faced Scandinavian opposition, but this time Germany were favourites. The football had been faster and more direct than in previous World Cups, a trend that continued in the final. 26,000 at the Home Depot Centre. Hanna Ljungberg put Sweden's noses in front 4 minutes before half-time. Maren Meinert had been persuaded out of retirement for the World Cup. The 30-year-old brought Germany level straight after the break with her 4th goal of the tournament. The match entered extra time. Germany won a free kick in the 98th minute. And substitute Nia Kunze headed her first and only World Cup goal. A repeat of the European Championship final result and the first ever FIFA World Cup final golden goal.
It's what we have been working towards for a long time. It's simply a dream, the biggest thing we could have achieved. It'll take ages for us to build another team as good as this one.
Germany, the first winners of both the men's and the women's World Cups. Birgit Prinz top scored with 7 goals and was crowned best player. And given just 5 months to prepare, the tournament had been a great achievement for the US organisers.